Hello there everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Hazel Lucia Tarot. I am Stephanie, your tarot reader for today, and today's reading is going to be messages from the universe. We're just going to tap in to see what the universe, source, divine light wants to let you know. And I'm using my own little handmade oracle deck here that I made years ago with handmade paper, which is why the paper looks a little raggedy. It's meant to look like scrapbook, junk journal type of paper. But regardless, we have 4 piles here for you today. The first card is You Are Not Your Past. The future promises you many great things with the rose quartz. Second card, Growth does not have to be painful with the red calcite. Pile 3, there is an abundance of love here with green calcite. And pile 4, we're written in the stars with the black moonstone. So take a few moments, take a few deep breaths, open up your heart, your crown, receive love from the universe, and I'll be ready for your reading whenever you are. Hello there, pile 1. If you chose the rose quartz chunk and this card, You Are Not Your Past, the future promises you many great things, then we have a reading here for you about messages from the universe and what is coming through. We already have the first one, of course, that you are not your past and that the future holds a lot of great things for you. I am getting a little bit of both indecisiveness and impatience at the same time. And those two things immediately make me think of like an Aries and Libra kind of energy. So maybe you have placements within both of these planets. So there's probably a big opposition within your chart somewhere. Doesn't necessarily have to be these 2 planets. It could be any other, sorry, not planet, signs. It could be any other 2 signs where there's a big opposition. I would look to that in your chart to see what this is about. But mostly it's that you're being pulled in 2 very different directions, and yet oddly enough, it's going to land you in the same place. So it doesn't matter which way you go. Know that you are taking the right path regardless. If you want to somehow balance both of these out, you can still take on these 2 things, whatever these 2 very opposing things are somehow. Let's go ahead and get into your oracles because I feel like it'll be better clarified with them. So you got 2 of the Cosmos Oracle cards. And I do have to censor this because there's naked ladies on it. But it's a really nice deck. We have Joy, Celebration, Awe, and Harvest. And then we have Connection, number 8. I also have to censor this one. Maybe not with this one. It's a lady doing camel pose, but I'm going to put a buffalo over it. Connection, Bliss, Love, Devotion. So something about feeling connected to the universe is going to help you feel the joy of the world, which I know seems silly, but I really do this. Whenever I tap into divine energy, whenever I let the light through, I tend to have better days. So there's definitely a message here that the more you meditate, the more you allow yourself to connect with the universe, even if it's just through your heart, you're going to feel a lot more joy. And this joy is going to take you somewhere where it's easier to make decisions. It's easier to feel good about the things you are doing. And it's easier to really connect with the things that are meant for you, especially with this connection card here. We got more cards. We have Cancer, Material, Homecoming. A welcome basket waits on a doorstep. Welcome yourself home. It may be that establishing, organizing, or moving your literal home is important to you right now, or it could be an emotional homecoming that you long to experience. Nestle into your literal or metaphorical haven of belonging. 2 things. When I think of feeling at home, I think of feeling comfortable within your own body, feeling comfortable with yourself, as well as feeling that you're accepted, that you are where you need to be. And this is definitely the case right now, pile 1. Remember, you are where you need to be in this current moment, so feel a little bit more comfortable in it. Allow yourself to bring down that outer shell, let down your guard just a little bit so that you can really feel this joy, so that you can really feel comfortable wherever you are, because wherever it is that you are, you're not meant to be there forever, but you are where you're there for the moment right now because that's where you're meant to be. We also have Purification. Yeah, again with bringing in the light. We have the Last Hurrah. You're closing out a cycle here. Whatever it is, whatever this hardship that you currently went through or may currently be going through is, it's the last time you're going to have to experience this sort of thing, or at the very least at this scale. Like if you ever experience it again, it's not going to be anywhere near as difficult, whatever that thing may be. Because I feel like some of you may have let something go, because we do have You Are Not Your Past here. So there's something in your past that you're looking back on or that you're wondering about. Know that you have closed out this cycle and that the future is where you need to be looking toward. We also have Sandpiper Spirit, be playful. The universe is asking you to really be in a state of childlike wonder, especially with Cancer here, because when I think of the Cancer sign, there's always something very childlike about them. Doesn't matter who they are, what they look like, there's always a very playful energy to them, especially when they're around animals and kids. There's just something very, very cute about them. Like, they have a very cute energy. Doesn't matter who it is, I promise you, you will find something cute about most Cancers that you meet. So there's definitely a feeling here that some of you are coming to a close on some chapter, so now it's time to have fun. Now it's time to let loose. Now it's time to bring joy in. This will help you purify the energy within yourself. It will help you clean out whatever last remnants you have of whatever it is that is from your past, or that you have let go, or that cycle that you've broken. Because there's a feeling here that you're on to better things. And with connection, I really do feel that you're going to feel more connected, especially with this homecoming card. So you might find your group of people that you are meant to really connect with. You might meet people that you are meant to start new things with, whether it's a group of friends, whether it's a new job, a new community, whatever the case may be. You're calling in something that is meant for you to really... For some of you, it could be live out the rest of your life, especially if you're close to retirement age, or if you want to retire early. I know people who want to do that like as early as their 30s or 40s. But regardless, there's a feeling here that you've closed out something, so now it's time to breathe. Now it's time to let go. Feel joy, feel playfulness, feel this... It's truly a sense of homecoming. It's like... The example I'm being shown is when you go back to visit your parents, or when you go to like a family reunion, and it feels fun and joyful because you get to see all your siblings, cousins, all the kids that they've had, you know, just a feeling of like Christmas, essentially, or whatever your big family holiday is in your particular religion. There's a feeling here that it's fun and joy, and this is what the universe is, one, bringing to you probably pretty soon, and two, asking you to really bask in. You're meant to have this, especially for those of you who find it very hard to find joy. Really just let yourself get a little loose, whatever it takes. I do see a wine bottle here, so maybe for some of you, you need just like one drink to allow yourself to relax. I know that's what I need, but no more than that. Or if it's playing music, maybe play music that you know really gets you in a mood to party. It's that kind of energy, but it's not just for one particular day or even a few hours. It's meant to be every day. Find something every day that allows you to be joyful, that allows you to bring out that inner child that just wants to have fun and play, especially if you have children, or if you have children in your life, if they're not your own. Maybe spend some time with them. They'll show you a little bit about what it means to really let go and have no worries and be carefree, even if it's just for a few hours. You know, it's always fun to see how children see the world without a care in the world, with no worries, they express their emotions so freely without a thought. They'll say the most ridiculous things, again, because they just say what comes to mind. And though I'm not saying you to, you know, just run your mouth here, I am letting you know that it's okay to say some silly things or think some silly things as well. I feel that you're going to be in an energy of being very playful, even if it's just with like coworkers or with people you meet on the street or something, you know, just in the grocery store. Like, you're going to be having a lot of fun. I feel like you're going to have a little joke inside you, always ready to be let out, even if it's just to yourself, like little inside jokes with yourself, if that makes sense, because you're just always ready for a good time, for a good laugh. If you're not feeling this energy right now, pile one, it's coming. I promise you it's coming. It's really great. It will help if you meditate. It will help if you do some sort of activity that really allows you to relax, whether that's something like yoga or maybe running, if you get like a runner's high. I don't, I just get tired, but you know, if that's your thing, then definitely go for that. And I feel that the universe is just allowing you to connect more deeper to the universe so that you're able to feel this true universal love that is meant for you here. I am going to read from the Audacity Deck guidebook just to make sure I'm reading the last hurrah, right? But I really do feel that you're moving forward, because it almost makes me think of the Chariot card in the tarot, and we'll see if that pops up, of course, where things are just moving forward. Everything is going according to plan, or everything is at the very least moving in the direction it's supposed to go. And this is number 30, of course. We have 51, 30. This doesn't have a number. This is number 8. Some of you could be life path 8. Some of you could have just turned 30 or 51. So the last hurrah. Things are most definitely not looking good, but that's not stopping you from going all in. You are ride or die, loyal, committed. Your friends can count on you to ride at dawn. I know that sounds terrible, but that's not how I was taking it. However, if you are in a situation right now where it's not looking great, I promise you it'll get better. I promise you this is the last time you have to deal with this. Because, yeah, it's the last time you have to deal with something of this caliber. You're going to go on to something better. Or even if it does come back, you'll know how to better handle it. I'm being shown an example, but I'm not going to share it because I don't think a lot of people will resonate with it. But essentially, I can't think of any other example though. It's like, I don't know, I can't think of the example. Let's go ahead and move on to the tarot though. But if you were wondering, it was about waxing. And if you ever had a Brazilian, then you know. Then you know. Well, let's move on to the tarot portion. I'm using the Weaver Tarot. And I'm going to pick out, I'm being told 4 cards for you, pile 1. We have the 8 of Swords. Some of you have been feeling that you couldn't get out of something. Or at the very least, this is past energy. This is seeing no way out of something or feeling hopeless. We also have the 4 of Swords with, this is that meditation that I've been talking about. The 4 of Swords to me means meditation. It could also mean rest. It could also mean being exhausted, so you need the time off. But I've always read it as needing to meditate because that's what I take that to mean. We also have Judgment. Yeah, you've made a big decision and it's going to change your life for the better. We also have the Seeker of Coins. The Seeker in this case would be the Page of Coins. You're about to embark on a new journey that is long-lasting. You're about to embark on something that is meant for you. 2 of Swords. You're not going to be in communication with a lot of people, or you may not feel the need to communicate a lot. There's something here about being closed off to a very particular energy or a very particular, it could be a person, but there's definitely a feeling here that your mind is not in the mood to be coming up with ideas. You're kind of just living in the moment. You're not thinking about the future. You're not thinking about the past. You are wanting to live in the moment. At the very least, that's what Spirit is encouraging you to do. Like, I'm thinking of going on mute, like putting your phone on mute, blocking certain messages, or just pausing mail. Like, just really making it a point to focus on you. I'm going to clarify these with the DC Tarot. I was just in that mood today. So even if you're not into DC comics, it's okay. To clarify the 8 of Swords, we have the 2 of Swords. Like I said, you're just not in the mood for communicating. You're closing people off, and I think that's okay, especially for this current moment. Because if you're somebody who gets stressed anytime you get a certain message or anytime you have to check your emails, let it go for a moment. Take the time off. Ask somebody else to answer them, if you can delegate this, of course. To clarify the 4 of Swords, your rest and relaxation, your meditation, we have the 3 of Wands. Really plan out time. Plan out time to rest and relax. Plan out time to have fun as well. There's a chance here that you might overburden yourself with taking on too many projects. You have to make it a point to set time aside for you, especially if you're on vacation, because it's easy when you're on a vacation to want to plan too many things. So instead of enjoying your vacation, you make an itinerary, and it's at like, you got to wake up at 7 a.m. At 8 a.m. you got to go here. 9 a.m. you got to, it's that kind of energy. Next vacation you take, pile 1, none of that. Don't do any of that. I mean, if you need to do key things, by all means, yes, set that particular schedule, but you don't have to plan it down to the very minute. Make some leeway, make some free time there to really just relax. To clarify the Judgment card, we have the Magician. I love this. I love this because you're calling in your manifestations. I feel like you're going to really learn how to manifest from this area, this energy of joy and playfulness, because it's allowing you to be carefree, so therefore the universe can better answer you the things that you want. There's going to be something very magical about you as well. It's almost like people are going to notice that you're going to be able to manifest these things. I feel like because of this, you might be getting a lot of messages or communication. But again, cut it off because you don't need to hear from them right now. Just do you and don't worry about anybody else. Get back to them when you can. But it doesn't have to be anytime soon. To clarify the Page of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. Like I said, you're calling in your people because the Three of Pentacles makes me think of collaboration. It makes me think of people that you work with. So you're definitely calling in better people either to work with or that will just really benefit you in the long run. Because Pentacles can also be health and long-term commitments. This could be your soul family. This could be people that you end up really creating great things with. It could even be your own actual family if you're wanting to create one, or even a partner should you want to manifest one if you don't already have one. Back of the deck energy, we have Death. This is transformational energy. So I'm not surprised. There's definitely a feeling here that some of you are really stepping into your power by allowing yourself to relax and be playful, if that makes any sense. Like, it's like the more you let go, the better things come in for you. The better you're able to focus, the better you're able to truly relax. And studies have shown this, that the more time people are given off, the better they can work, the more they get accomplished, the more they're relaxed and rejuvenated so that they can actually get more done once they head back to work. So there's no need to overburden yourself here with anything, Pile 1. Take the time you need to relax and have fun. Doesn't matter what it is that you're doing, doesn't matter what it is. If you're currently in a job that doesn't allow you to do this, it's time for a better job. Or at the very least, time to negotiate with your boss if possible, because you can't pour from an empty cup. Essentially, you can't pour from an empty cup. And I feel like you're not used to that cup being full either, if that makes any sense. Like even a half empty cup, let's not do that. Go ahead and fill it all the way up, because this next part of your journey that you're about to embark on is going to be very transformative. I feel like you have already transformed. What's underneath this? Judgment again. Yeah, you're still calling tough calls. Nine of Cups, but it's going to be for the better. It's going to be for the betterment of your people, of yourself, of all the things in life. You're going after what you wish for. You're going after your dreams, your goals. So make sure that you're in a great space for it. And I really feel like this is going to come to you regardless of whether you try to or not, Pile 1. Just make sure you take advantage of it. Make sure you embrace it. It's going to offer itself to you, especially with the Judgment here. Because even though judgment does require us to make decisions, sometimes judgment just comes down on us whether we like it or not. It's things that are meant to happen. It's a little bit fate induced, but at the same time, we have to work with it. It's like the things that are inevitable. So yeah, I feel like great things are coming for you. This opportunity to rest, really, really take it in. Really soak in the sunshine. Really soak in the free time. Laugh as much as you can. Bring joy to people as much as you can. Bring joy to yourself, especially. But yeah, I love this energy. This is what the universe has to tell you. But let's move on to some closing advice to see what else is the universe wants to get across. I'm going to get a card from Super Attractors. I do list most of my decks down in the description below, but I do like to say what they are, just in case you're listening to this instead of watching and you want to remember what it is that I used, or what that particular card that said, like which deck it's from. So for my Pile 1, we have, I feel my way into faith one step at a time. Yeah, for those of you who don't already have a good connection to the divine, I feel like you're slowly but surely going to get there. You're going to take the steps that it takes to get there. You know, I feel like with this bridge, you're creating access to things better for you. If it's not the connection to source, it could just be connections in general to people. We're going to get a card from the Affirmators Deluxe. For my Pile 1, we have, okay, you got 2 cards. Communication. I am a masterful communicator with the ability to say what I think and feel in a way that doesn't invoke conflict. Watch as I dodge the bullet of sass and snark. Marvel as I avoid the traps of passive aggressiveness and victimhood. Be amazed that even though it's sometimes stressful, I choose to communicate, an act that saves us all from the grips of certain unspoken seething. What did I say about putting everything on hold until you're ready to communicate, until you're ready to get back at people? I feel like some of you would benefit from some time to really think certain messages through before you send them. So that way you can better communicate effectively what needs to be communicated. Like, I know it's easy to want to get back to somebody really quickly, but between that and having to take the time to really write a thoughtful message back, I mean, which one do you think they would appreciate more? Even if it's your romantic partner, because I know how some partners can be. It's like, why didn't you message me right away? Let them know that you wanted to take the time so that you could really respond to them in a good manner. And hopefully they do understand. And if they don't understand, well, maybe it's time to revisit what's going on there. But regardless, we have care. I care about feelings, both my own and everyone else's. So I choose to use care when speaking to people. What did I say, pile one? Especially those with whom I share DNA and or a bidet. Care means I'll try not to accidentally make anyone feel bad, which means I won't accidentally feel worse. Then no one will have to try and figure out what accidentally happened when we accidentally spoke like accidental monsters. Some of you might have a habit of like not thinking before you speak, and no shade there, I do the same. Like, I am unintentionally the queen of backhanded compliments because I don't realize that the compliment I'm trying to give always has like a little bit of a to it. I don't know why I do that. I don't go out of my way to do it. That's just how I speak sometimes. For the life of me, I do not understand why, because ask anybody, I don't go out of my way to make anybody feel bad unless it's a joke or something. But even then, really think about how you come across and how you communicate with people, pile one. I feel like that's going to be part of your next step, especially because you're going to step into an energy where you're going to be communicating on a larger scale or with more people. And then your last card is going to be from the Goddess Guidance Oracle. This is sadly out of print. For my pile one, we got two. We have bossed, independent. Your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. Yeah, some of you are going to become very independent. I also love the progression here of yellow and red. So something about the root and the solar plexus being grounded in your self-confidence. And we also have Athena. I love her. She's one of my goddesses. Inner wisdom. You know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. These are two very powerful goddesses right here. We have independence and inner wisdom. You're going to take on so many new things, pile one. You're going to really just be a boss here, a boss babe, whatever you want to call yourself. But there's a feeling here that you're really going to step into an energy where you're taking on better things, or that better things are going to come in through for you. Because quite honestly, you've been calling it, you've been manifesting it. You've been manifesting, for some of you, it could be money because these little petals kind of look like gold coins. And also your connection to the divine, because even though Athena is wisdom, the wisdom I've always assumed to come from source. So take that as you will. One last message, and it's going to be from the Angel Numbers book. I'm just going to do some bibliomancy here, and let's go here. Being told this little inner corner. 192, new normal. Focus inward. This is a message from your angels that your present circumstances reflect what the new normal is for your life. You are being supported as you come to accept what has changed. Turn your focus inward as you find comfort in the one thing that never leaves you, your connection to the divine. Yeah, I feel like some of you are just really tapping into the divine a lot more fiercely is what I'm hearing. And maybe this is part of the reason you chose this reading, because this is messages from the divine. So you're trying to see if all the messages that you've been receiving lately are kind of aligning with what I'm currently saying. I hope that is the case, pile one. If not, keep trying, keep practicing. You will eventually get there. Your intuition, much like everything else, is a muscle, and you have to train it every day in order to feel more and more connected to the universe. It'll be in the heart, it'll be in the crown, of course, and it'll be in the root as well. Also, 192, I feel like some of you may have been born in 1992. Just a small little thing there. But this is where I leave you, my pile one. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If any of this resonated, please let me know. And if you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile two. If you chose this red calcite and your card, growth does not have to be painful, from my handmade oracle deck, then you have your reading here for you about messages from the universe. It's very weird. I feel like some of you are really, really tapped into the divine. Like, you already speak with the universe. You already receive a lot of messages. You're very intuitively tuned in, but sometimes you feel like you're not quite there, or that the messages you are receiving aren't all accurate, or you might get mixed messages as well, which is fair. We've all been there. So hopefully you can gain some clarity through this reading, as well as new messages that you may not have heard before. So let's go ahead and dive into your oracles to see what is coming through for you. We have Koala Spirit. Spirit has a plan. Ooh, I like this. This is number 35. We also have from the Audacity Deck, Death. And this is kind of resonating with the tarot card of death, but also the end of something. There's an end here, but I'm not sure if it's a transformation exactly. We also have healing chaos. Yeah. Oh yeah. Healing can feel chaotic sometimes, quite honestly. I've had this before where I made a decision that I knew was meant to be made, and somehow that created more chaos within my life. We also have Gemini, communication. A message in a bottle travels by sea. Your words and ideas reach further than you may know. We are all connected, and the way we express our thoughts can have influence on others. Open the channels of communication and exchange ideas with respect, kindness, and love. I feel like this is a confirmation that you definitely communicate with the universe in some way, shape, or form. You could do some automatic writing. You could just channel like regular channeling messages. But with Gemini, I feel like you do this in various ways, because Gemini is known for being a jack of all trades, if you will. Like, they have many talents. You could yourself be a Gemini as well, but there's a feeling here that you definitely have communication. I feel like these go together. This can be in the middle. And then the last card is from the Cosmos Tarot. I do have to censor this because while very beautiful, it's got Nikki ladies. And we have the student, number 45, curiosity, flexibility, and eloquence. So some of you have been really practicing your channeling, your intuitive connection, your meditation, your shadow work. I really feel like you do what it takes in order to be divinely guided. So it's no surprise that you're here. But with growth does not have to be painful and healing chaos. If you feel that you're going through a lot of things right now, that you're really being put through, what's the expression? Being put through the ringer or something like that, that the universe has a lot of obstacles to put in your way, that you have to jump through many hoops. It's part of the plan, I promise. The healing chaos lets me know that yes, you are healing, even through all the dumb little things you have to undertake, even through all the little obstacles you have to go through. It's part of the plan. So I can see why some of you think that it may not be, why you may think that sometimes it feels like the universe is playing a cruel joke on you, you know? But there's definitely a feeling here that you're transforming, and transformation is not easy. Growth does not have to be painful, but I feel like you think it is right now. I am going to pull more cards for you just because I feel that you need it. I'm going to go ahead and get an angel card for you. I didn't do this for the first pile, so don't tell them. But this is definitely part of the plan, because you're only leveling up even more pile 2. There's a feeling here that something had to end. Also that you're closing out a phase, believe it or not. And the healing process is part of your journey. Learning how to heal effectively, learning how to let go, how to thrive in the chaos is part of this. Let me go ahead and get your card. You do not have to believe in guardian angels for this. I just like the messages these cards hold. We have a prayer. Dear God, help me always to remember that this present life is but a fleeting moment within eternity. Help me always to remember that this life is but a dream. Help me always to remember that you exist within everyone and everything. Help me always to remember that love is all there is and all else is an illusion. Thank you. So I can already hear it, pile 2. Some of you may have had prayers that are unanswered, because I kind of felt the groans and heard all the what is this kind of message. But I promise you, it's part of something bigger. It's part of something that is meant to really allow you to open up to the things the universe has to offer. It's very much a believing before you see it kind of thing. And maybe some of you have been struggling with this, especially if this particular thing that you've been going through is something a little bit rougher than you're used to, or it's something a little bit more difficult than you thought you would ever have to be put through. There's always better things on the other side of things like this, and I promise you, pile 2. There is a message here because of the student here, that you are learning how to heal very effectively, because you are meant to heal others. You are meant to help them through transformation. You are meant to let them know that even though growth can be painful, it does not have to be. And it's not that you're choosing this either. It's that it's part of the plan, I promise you. Some of you might be deciding to drown your sorrows or to escape, find some sort of escapism through all of this, and that's fair. Universe is saying that it's fine as long as you do it responsibly. This is not professional advice, so by all means, just take this as it resonates. But I'm being told that it's okay to allow yourself to rest. It's okay for allowing yourself to indulge every now and then. But there's a feeling that you're just not fully letting go, or you're not fully learning the lesson, especially if this lesson keeps repeating itself, if the same type of person keeps coming along, if the same type of scenario keeps replaying itself. It's like every time you keep getting it. It's not that you need to keep experiencing it, but part of you is holding on to this, and the other part of you hasn't fully learned some aspect of this. You're meant to level up every time you come across this. Doesn't matter what it is, but there's a feeling here that some of you are kind of just tired, you know? I can feel the heavy heart. I can feel the healing chaos. Like, it's like you heal and then you get thrown back in. But why does that keep happening? Growth does not have to be painful, but it seems like for you right now, Pile 2, that is the case. But I promise you, there's something more soothing coming along. There's something in the wings. And what this is will vary. I have noticed that there are numbers divisible by 5 here. So some of you could be a life path 5. We have 5 here. This is 35. This is 45. There's also a 10, a difference of 10 here. So maybe 10 years could be something important too. If this is like a 10-year gap, know that it's coming to a close. That's a cycle that is coming to a close. If you're if you're either 35 or 45 or even 25, 55, any of those ages, know that that's when it's going to end. Or if you're coming up on those ages, I'm sorry. I was trying to figure out a way to really say that more clearly. Some of you, Pile 2, could really benefit from clearing your energy from, I'm feeling the crown, the third eye, and the throat, because there's something that gets a little bit mixed up whenever I'm trying to channel for you. Like, I'm channeling the message, but it's not coming out right, or it's getting stuck somewhere within my head. So I feel like really clearing out the head would help a lot, clearing out the energy between the crown and the throat, as well as, I forget what the chakra above the crown is called, but that particular chakra as well, there's a feeling there. And the chakras behind your ears, I don't think they have names. I don't know if there's names there, but definitely behind your ears, because you're receiving messages, but you're not hearing them or not taking them to heart. Yeah, because now it's heading into the heart. So definitely some chakra healing, some blockages that need to be removed there. And I do always set the intention that when I record these readings, that whatever needs to be cleared will be clear, or that you will at least get like the seed of starting to clear whatever that energy is. So there's definitely a feeling here that you're going to really enjoy living in the moment, really to enjoy life once all of this is over with. It's like you're gonna understand what it means to finally be free of something that you thought you couldn't escape. And it's truly going to be very wonderful. Your prayers will be answered. Your dreams will be fulfilled. But you have to put an end to some sort of cycle here. And it's only going to be through the deepest healing that this is going to happen. Because look at the butterflies in this tornado. I feel like this is what you feel like. Like you keep going through transformation and transformation, but this tornado keeps coming through. But little did you know, this tornado is meant to clear out a lot of the things that are preventing you from truly being able to fly more steadily. I know that feels counterintuitive, and hopefully these messages make sense, because it's very chaotic for sure. Some of you are definitely done with the chaotic energy. But let's move on to the tarot to get some clearer answers for you, my lovely Pile 2. I'm using the Weaver Journey Tarot. And for you, I'm going to use the Villain's Tarot to clarify. Alright, so for my Pile 2, I'm being told to get 3 cards for you. We have the Tower. Yeah, you're kind of done with Tower moments, I can tell. Or there's been a particular Tower moment that has really left you feeling very, very hopeless, unfortunately. We also have the Five of Swords. Win some, lose some. And the last card, we have the Queen of Pentacles. You're going to learn to be more stable due to all of this, all the stuff that has gone on. For some of you, you could be having to relive certain episodes of your past, like of your childhood, that were just not, that were really painful. I feel like you're having to revisit certain things that went on in your childhood, and or something like a particular person from your childhood is having to bring you back to this particular energy. Back of the deck, Strength. I'm not surprised. You're overcoming so much, pile 2. I'm sending you all my love, because there's a feeling here that some of you have really, really needed to go back to an old space to understand how far you've come. But you're overcoming. You're very strong, pile 2. Let's go ahead and clarify this with the Villains Tarot. Just 1 or 2 cards. Wow, I keep, like, a lot of cards keep wanting to come out for you. We have the Queen of Coins again, the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, you're learning to be stable. You are actually very stable throughout this whole thing. You were very grounded. You were very rooted, like, or at the very least, you're becoming even more so, to the point that nothing can shake you. Nothing can allow you to really destabilize you instead. I don't know why I keep saying stable. To clarify the Five of Swords for my pile 2. We have the Five of Cups. Lots of 5 energy again. Like I said, maybe some of you are Life Path 5. I don't remember what Life Path 5s are about, but take that if it resonates. But again, you're looking at the negative and not the positive here. To clarify the Queen of Pentacles, we have true love. This is the Lovers, and the Seven of Cups. This is affecting your relationships today, or it will affect you, because when the time comes to choose people, you will know exactly who it is to choose. This doesn't necessarily have to be romantic partners. I just feel like you're going to be very selective of who you allow into your life and who you don't. Back of the deck energy, the Chariot. So yeah, I feel like the transition after this, life is going to go through so much more smoothly for you. You're not going to be faced by the things that life has to throw at you. It's just this particular episode is the last time you really have to deal with this for whatever reason. But let's start with the Tower and the Queen of Coins. I feel like you're somebody's rock. You're definitely somebody who's always had to keep a very strong front for other people. I feel like you might be like the oldest sibling, or at the very least the more well-composed sibling out of your family, or somebody who's just, you've learned how to take on so much. You really learned how to stand in your resilience and how to handle situations as they're being thrown at you. And I feel like you had a very chaotic upbringing. I'm not gonna lie, there's a feeling here that you're wondering when this will all end, because I'm seeing somebody who came from a very rough background. You finally got yourself out, you were in a better space, and you were in better things, but then certain things from your past just kept coming up, whether it was in the form of partners that you had, or maybe even friends. You started noticing the patterns that kept repeating themselves. So you've learned to heal. You wanted to break this cycle. You kept learning to heal. You kept learning how to decipher what people you would allow into your life and who you wouldn't. And then you learned you could make new friends, because I feel like for some of you, you had a hard time letting go, because some people were just in your life for so long, especially like childhood friends. But then there was something very toxic about these certain friends, because you kept them around because you were comfortable with them, or because, again, there's just that history. And if the only reason you're ever keeping somebody around is for having a history with them, really revise that history. Like, is it worth keeping around? Because just because you've known somebody for a long time doesn't mean they're going to be loyal to you. It just means that they can better manipulate you, unfortunately. But with the Five of Swords, Five of Cups here, these are both cards of win some, lose some, of seeing the positive and the negative of something. The Five of Swords in general, it's funny, people always want to see like the win some, lose some as you lose something critical, like you win but at a cost. But you never see it as, yes, you win, but what you lost, it may have broken your heart, but it was worth losing, just so that you could come out ahead, because this is very much one of those things like on the airplane. Make sure that you save yourself first before you save anybody else, because if you don't, how can you save anybody else? And this was very much the dead weight you were cutting out, whoever these people were. In some cases, it could even be family. But I feel like somehow your childhood friends, or friends in general, friends and family, are coming through very strongly here. Like they're somehow tied together. Either there were similarities within them, or they kept you tied to this. It's weird. It's a very cloudy looking past. So maybe you yourself don't really want to look at it, pile 2. I'm just giving you an estimation of what it is to make sure that it's coming through right. But with the 5 of Cups, again, some of you might be wallowing a little too much in the negative energy of this, as opposed to the positive, which is at the very least you no longer have to deal with this. But there's a feeling here that you're really looking forward toward the future, especially if somehow you ended up with like no more people from your past, or no people, like no friends from your past. Some of you might be feeling a little bit alone, but still this Queen of Pentacles knows how to sustain herself. She's very resourceful. She knows how to get things done, how to be accomplished. She's very resilient, but she's also very self-sufficient. There's a strong hint to hyper independence here, because underneath this, when it comes to friends that you make in the future, or even lovers, of course, you're going to make sure that you're deciphering between who is going to have that past energy, as opposed to who's going to have an energy that is better for you. You're going to become very discerning for practical matters. But the thing is, make sure you release whatever this 5 of Cups and 5 of Swords energy is, because if you go in with the expectation that they're going to be just like the people in the past, there's a chance you might manifest that within somebody, even if they themselves are not typically like that. Like you may draw that out of somebody. So this is another aspect of your healing that you're having to learn, pile 2. I really do hope this is resonating. If not, we do have 3 other piles that might give you messages, because not gonna lie, pile 2, this is a very heavy message and I wasn't expecting it. It's kind of tough to hear, but whatever you're letting go, know that it's meant to let go. Know that you are meant to learn how to fully heal, and only once that you've mastered the healing will you be able to feel better, because good things are coming in for you, especially with Strength in the Chariot. They're going to come in faster than you believe. But right now you're kind of stuck in the energy of having to deal with these people, because I really feel for you, it's people. It's a community that kind of wasn't there for you but expects you to be there for them. What's underneath the Chariot? Knight of Coins. Yeah, more stable people are going to come through for you. And underneath Strength, we have the Lovers again. So for some of you, you could be seeing aspects of an unhealthy childhood within your partners or within your friends. You could be learning how to clear all the past baggage of your family that you have been finding within your lovers as well. And I've spoken about this in several readings. Sometimes you're meant to really just cut the patterns of your family. For example, if you came from a family where like the spouses cheated on each other, you kind of assume that your partner will cheat on you because that's just what is expected. You're here to really heal that aspect of yourself. You're here to really undo all the... and unravel, I'm hearing, unravel that line, that thread that you have that is tied back to your family, of what the expectations within relationships are. I'm feeling this very strongly in the solar plexus as well. This has been a blow to your ego, I can tell, a blow to your confidence. But with strength here, I know that you'll overcome this. You will overcome it. And believe it or not, you're going to call in the people that are meant for you. You're going to call in those that are meant to just help you grow and become this wonderful, healthy, abundant queen that you are. Because the Queen of Pentacles came out twice. This is heavy earth energy. And even though earth energy is really amazing, it knows how to be stable, it knows how to be abundant, it knows how to slowly but surely get you the things you want, it can also be very stubborn, especially at letting go. So know that as soon as this Tower moment, the healing of this Tower moment is over, and I feel like it'll be sooner than you believe, especially with the Chariot here, better things will come in for you, better options, better people. You'll even have better dreams. You can take that literally or figuratively, depending on what the dreams you want to be, especially because the card you had helped me to always remember that this life is but a dream. Yeah, something about dreams is very important here. But let's move on to your closing advice. Maybe take a few more deep breaths, pile 2. This is tense energy. We're going to get some cards from the Affirmators Deluxe deck. So for my pile 2, we have flexibility. I am easygoing and always ready to follow the flow. When plans change, as they often do, when that one relative is around. Funny, because I was talking about family. I'll hop on board right away. When someone asks something of me, which is often the case when you-know-who visits, I'll do it without a complaint. And later, in the quiet of my meditation corner, I'll silently call them a you can guess what. So yeah, something about meditation, exercise, especially yoga, will really help you cope with this, because I feel like you store a lot of that stressful energy in your body. And this is true. This is part of the reason I love yoga. So if you ever, for example, if you ever hang around somebody and you feel like your body is aching in one particular area, make sure you're working that area out, or that you're stretching it, that you're healing it, whatever the case is. Make sure you release the energy that you have stored within your body. You could also try some somatic exercises. I've never done them, so I can't really recommend any particular one, but if that calls to you, by all means, you can do that. We also have forgiveness. I forgive myself unconditionally for any and all shortcomings, imperfections, foibles, fumbles, flops, or failures of my present, past, and chances are to be future. I may not be perfect, but I am a perfect being, and I will continue to be perfectly imperfect with all the joy and acceptance I can possibly muster. Giddy up. Yeah. Forgive, first of all, yourself and then everybody else around you. Not because they deserve the forgiveness, but because you really need to allow yourself to put that particular issue to rest, pile 2. I'm going to get a super attractor card. The universe powerfully responds the instant I realign with love. Yeah, some of you really need to realign with the heart chakra space on a daily basis. Do it every night, do it every morning. Live in the energy of love. Tap into the energy of the universe that surrounds you with love. It's definitely asking you to meditate on a higher scale, because even though, like I said, some of you already tap into this, I feel like you're overlooking some aspect of it. And then the Goddess Guidance cards. Kuan Yin, compassion. I love this. Forgiveness and compassion in the same reading. And even the colors are similar. Release judgments about yourself and others and focus on the love and light that is within everybody. Yeah, it's just reaffirming what this card says. Realign with love, realign with light. Forgive yourself and others. Have compassion toward yourself and others. And everything will be just fine. I'm going to get a card. Sorry, this is from the Angel Numbers book. I'm going to go ahead and just, here I'm being told these two. 255, new choices. Changes are indicators. The changes that are coming bring new decisions for you to make. Your angels encourage you to greet these as signs that your intentions are coming to be. Repeat this mantra. I know what choices to make when challenges come my way. Ooh, let's repeat that again, pile 2. I know what choices to make when challenges come my way. I love that. And then 257, humility. You heard the truth. The blessings you have today are because you were humble enough to hear the truth yesterday. Write a letter to your past self and express your gratitude and thanks for the version of you that wasn't too proud to listen. Even when what you had to hear was difficult. Yeah, some of you, like I said, ear chakras, clear those out, because you have to listen to something that you're not really listening to, pile 2, because you're connected, you're there, but there's a hard truth that you had to hear. So definitely have compassion with yourself. Yourself first and foremost, and then everybody else. But this is where I leave you, my beautiful pile 2. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello, pile 3. If you chose the green calcite, then we have a reading here for you about messages from the universe. We're going to see what wants to come through for you. We're going to start with the card you chose. There is an abundance of love here. Yeah, some of you are really cracking open that heart chakra, or at the very least, learning how to give from it, if that makes any sense. I feel like some of you are learning how to do more than just, stay within it, accept the love. Some of you are really wanting to push this love out to the rest of the world, the rest of the universe. And in some cases, I feel like you want to send it to the people that have sent you love as well. There's something here about reciprocity, because I'm being shown the Six of Cups card in my mind's eye right now. But let's go ahead and look at the oracles so we can take a deeper dive into this kind of energy. We have the threshold, beginning, leap, and passion, number 20. You're going new places. We have Scorpio, endings, a tadpole on the brink of transformation. Something must end for something new to begin. Think of something you have lost in your life. Did you process it fully? What needs to be felt before you can move on? And of course, this particular ending does have something to do with the heart chakra. It had something to do with the way you loved yourself, or the way you were able to accept yourself as you are. So it doesn't necessarily have to be like a relationship, like a romantic relationship. It could also be the relationship with people in your past who have made you feel less than. So I feel like this particular thing is ending. And even those people who at one point made you feel awful, I feel like you're sending them love too. You also have wisdom. Lots of water energy. The chicken nugget, number 24. 20 and 24. Something about your 20s is coming through. I feel like you're letting go of a lot of the baggage and a lot of the things that you carried into early adulthood, like during those first few years that you really considered yourself an adult. There's something about the energy there that was just not conductive to your growth, and I feel like you're finally letting that go. We also have Dear Spirit, bring a gentle touch. I'm loving this energy, pile 3, because despite all of, oh, and we also have number 18. Yeah, something about your early adulthood is coming through here, and I feel like you're really letting all those, I'm hearing indecisions, go. I'm not sure if you were an indecisive individual when you were younger, or when you finally broke free from your parents' hold on you, but there was something here about like just stepping into the world, not really knowing what you wanted, and kind of allowing other people to mold you into either what they wanted or what they wanted to see. But that wasn't really true to you, because at your heart you're a very gentle person, you're very caring, very loving, you have a big heart, pile 3. But somewhere along this journey in your early 20s, you were running with, I don't want to say the wrong people, but you were trying to be something you weren't, but you didn't realize that you weren't that, if that makes any sense. I feel like you were still trying to hold on what you thought was cool or something in high school, and you thought that you would, it's like you thought you knew what you wanted as you were getting into adulthood, but then once you got there, you were like, this is not it. This is too heavy, this is too much, and I actually don't really like these people that are around me. I feel like a lot of you have let go of a lot of friends from that era, and the few friends you still do have are probably some of the few healthy people still within your life, depending on what it is here, because this wisdom is coming through in the fact that you've already lived the life that you thought you wanted and it wasn't for you, and you've let it go. And thank goodness you did, because now you're in this new era of learning to love yourself. You're stepping through the threshold. Doesn't matter what age you are right now, by the way. If you are currently in your 20s, maybe this is really resonating. But for those of you who are much older, I feel like you're looking back and thinking, yeah, there are some things from that time that just were not me. And thank goodness that I woke up and saw this, because there's a feeling here that what you really wanted was to be happy, but at the time you didn't really understand or know what happiness was. Like, you thought happiness would be, I guess it'll depend on what you thought it was, but for example, for me, I thought it would be having a great job and having a partner that I could relate to. I've had both those things, and they didn't make me happy. What I realized was that I really needed to learn how to love myself and how to accept myself as I am, how to tap into my truest nature, because it had been stifled for so long. So for a lot of you, some of this may resonate, but for some of you, it could be something else entirely. But regardless, there is the energy of love here. Because you love yourself, you've been able to let a lot of this past energy go, a lot of those past people go. In some cases, you may have even switched careers from that time. Maybe you studied for something completely different than what you are currently doing now. And that's okay, because I promise you, whatever you're doing right now is probably more true to your nature or more beneficial to the kind of life or lifestyle that you want to have right now, or it's just more convenient for what's going on. But regardless, there is a feeling here that a lot of you are learning to be gentle with yourself, especially next to Scorpio here, because I love you, Scorpios. I promise you I do. But like, I've noticed there's two very different Scorpios. We have like the purest, sweetest, gentlest people, like the nicest people you'll ever meet. A little rough around the edges, but still the sweetest people. And then there are those that are just a little bit too much. They're a little intense. Like they feel the world is out to get them. Like there's always two different camps of Scorpios. I love you both equally. And maybe you're somewhere in the middle. You don't have to be either or. But coming from that intensity of the Scorpio energy, at least when it came to that era of your life or even the people you were around, you're becoming so much softer, and you're seeing that being soft doesn't mean that you're being weak. It means that you understand people, that you're compassionate, that you're able to be empathetic, to be a good person, to be a better person, if not a good one. You know, it's like you understand that what makes the world a better place isn't people, like, it's not that art. I wanted to say artificial, but I meant superficial. But I guess artificial works here too. That superficial idea of success where money and a great job and success, like, it'll all look different to everybody. But sometimes, you know, fast, fancy cars and nice new clothes, expensive clothes aren't happiness. It's whatever makes you, you know, happy. Doesn't matter what you're wearing, doesn't matter what you're driving, doesn't matter where you live. It's the people you surround yourself with, should you want to surround yourself with people, and how you feel. Like, how do you wake up every morning? Do you wake up being grateful for everything, loving what you have, loving that you have your peace, whatever peace may look like to you, loving what you see in the mirror, loving that at the very least you are a very nice person, or that you try to make the world nicer for everybody else? I feel like that would be a lot more satisfactory than, you know, some other artificial idea of success. So this is what these are the messages that are coming through right now. I am going to tap into the booklet for the chicken nugget because yeah, Happy Meal. I don't know why I'm thinking of Happy Meal. I guess because you really just want to feed yourself the things that are going to make you happy. I'm also kind of hearing some of you want a life that is easier to digest. I'm not sure why that's coming through. I think because when I think of chicken nuggets, I think of like an easy food for children to eat. So it's easier for them to, you know, eat. And then I'm thinking easier to stomach, easier to digest. So take that only if it resonates. I don't know who that was meant for. But from the booklet, the chicken nugget, the glorious chicken nugget, the holy grail of foods for toddlers and adults alike. Your message? Perhaps one of the most undervalued foods. The chicken nugget. If all else fails, we always have the chicken nugget. You are steadfast, reliable, crispy with a soft center, flexible with your condiments, and universal. You are humble and classy. Everyone loves you. Yeah, I feel like you want to become more like this particular meal where, like, you're just a crowd pleaser. Everybody adores you, especially children. You can get along with anybody and anything. And you're just somebody people can relate to. At the very least, this is the energy you are heading in. Or maybe you've become more like this than you used to be in your past. I feel like some of you may have been very, I don't want to say antisocial, but I feel like you just really didn't like people in the past. And now as you're stepping into this new energy, people are approaching you more. They're finding you more agreeable, more enjoyable, and not because you're a people pleaser, but because you're being very true to yourself and because you're learning to love yourself. In some cases, it could also be part of a glow up. I feel like when you look better, people want to approach you more. So take that only if it resonates. Regardless, I promise you, you look great as you are, pile 3. But this is one of those transformations that because you've changed on the inside, it's going to reflect on the outside as well. So you're probably going to, you know, dress up in a way that is more like you, dress up in a way that is more authentic, and people respond to authenticity as opposed to whatever it was that you thought you were supposed to dress like in the past. And what that looks like will be different for everybody. I don't want to say that you went from wearing fancy clothes to more casual or from more casual to fancy, because it all depends on what it is that you do, where you are, and what you want to present, of course. Regardless, there's a feeling here that life is opening up for you, pile 3, and it's doing in such a beautiful way. It's unfolding in the most loving way possible, and I just don't know what other way to put it. But let's go ahead and tap into your oracles, or sorry, your tarot. These were the oracles. For more messages. I'm using the Threads of Fate Weaver Tarot. For my pile 3. We have... Okay, these 2 cards wanted to come out. The 4 of Wands along with the 3 of Swords. Oh, I like this. Some of you are learning to better cope with heartbreak. You're learning how to make lemonade out of lemons, essentially. I feel like if you ever approach something that you know is going to disappoint you, you know better than to put your entire all your hopes into this particular thing, if that makes sense. It's like, yes, you understand that heartbreak is part of the process of life, of understanding how things go, but some of you are learning how to bounce back a lot better, if that makes any sense. Like, I kind of like this message. So whatever heartbreaks, whatever disappointments you may be going through, especially right now, pile 3, because this is a timeless reading, know that you will bounce back a lot faster and a lot better than you thought you were, because the 4 of Wands is a celebration. And this is not going to be for everybody, and I don't mean to make this about relationships, but for those of you who have recently broken up with somebody, know that the next person you're going to meet is definitely going to be somebody that you commit to, whatever commitment looks like to you. Because the 4 of Wands is the wedding card, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a wedding. It could just be a celebration of 2 people coming together. So do expect better options to come your way, better people. That's not going to be for everybody, like I said. That's only for those of you who needed to hear it. All right, the second placement. I'm just going to do placements. Anytime I say 3 cards, I end up getting like 7 of them because sometimes more than one card wants to come out. So we have a 6 of Swords, a retreat. I love this. This is retreating from the things that no longer benefit you. This is retreating from things that you know are only going to cause you harm. It's like if you see an argument coming, you'd rather walk away or go into the next room or just, hang up. It's that kind of energy where you know how to spot the things that are threatening and you know when to step away, walk away, or avoid it altogether. I really love these little tactics you've learned. At the very least, it's the universe reminding you of how far you've come. Like in the past, I feel like you would have taken on that argument. You would have approached that person. You would have been more confrontational. And now you're learning when to step away. I'm not saying that you always will. I'm not saying that you're becoming weak and backing down at every moment. But it's like you're learning how to choose your battles with this particular placement. And we're going to get one more from this deck anyway. The World. Yeah. This is closer to what you are meant to be, pile 3. I feel like you're really going to learn what it means to be joyous in every aspect of the word. Oh, back of the deck energy. Queen of Wands. Like I said, some of you are looking really, really good. There's something here about your charisma shining through as well. Or at the very least, you're looking very, very fiery. Like people are approaching you. The Queen of Wands is a very proud woman who's not afraid of allowing people to approach her because she knows she looks good. She knows she's smart. She knows she's funny. It's confidence, really. That confidence that is embodied through the feminine side of you, which is definitely something that I feel a lot of us, especially those who identify as women, could work through, because there's a feeling here that you were not always in this space. So it's great that she's coming through. We love the Queen of Wands here. But with the World, I really feel like you're really learning how to feel complete just by yourself, just within your heart, knowing that there is nothing wrong with you. You are a whole person, regardless of who is or isn't in your life, regardless of who tells you anything. It's like you don't need people to give you any reassurance or any confirmation of what you are. You understand exactly who you are. And everybody else that just adds to that is like the icing on top of the cake or cupcake. It's the sprinkles on top of the cupcake. You are already a cupcake all by yourself. Sorry, it's weird for me to use that analogy because I'm a cake decorator and I work with a lot of cupcakes and cakes, but regardless, there's a feeling here that you're learning what it means to truly have the world in the palm of your hands. And some of you are just learning to be happy with what you have, or finding the joy in all the small things, and really that means the whole world to you. I love the World card because it's a card of completion. It's a card when it comes to emotions that you're really feeling whole, that you're feeling completely satisfied and completely just a universe unto yourself, essentially. I really love these cards for you. I'm going to go ahead and clarify them. I was going to use the DC Tarot, but now I feel like I need to use something a little bit more juicy. So let me find a deck. I've been in a habit of randomizing my tarot decks because I feel like I use the same ones over and over because I do have favorites. So now I'm just going with whatever spirit wants me to use as I'm recording these readings. So for you, we have the Modern Witch Tarot. I am making it a point to say what these are because I may forget to put them in the description. But this is the Weaver Tarot Journey Edition, and this is the Modern Witch. So to clarify this heartbreak and then bouncing back up, I'm hearing that first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. Thank you, Aaliyah. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's clarify this energy. King of Wands. Yeah, oh, I love this. The King and Queen of Wands are together within this reading. And this isn't somebody else coming here to complete you, though, of course, like I said, if you do find somebody, the next person you date is going to be somebody who is a complete complement to you. Not compliment as in they're going to give you compliments, though I'm sure they will. More that they're going to complete you. Even though you already are a completion all in and of yourself, pile 3, this next person is going to be somebody who really matches your energy, because here you are, Queen of Wands. This person is going to be the King of Wands. Doesn't matter what your gender is, doesn't matter what you're into. These are two people. This is the masculine and feminine energies coming together as one to be very compatible with each other. So that's not going to be for everybody. Like I said, I feel like some of you don't really care about dating, and that's fine. If not, this is you definitely rising up to be a King of Wands character. You're confident, you're charismatic, you're really able to lead. I think the King of Wands is the more natural born leader out of all the 4 kings within the tarot, because they have this confidence that is unshakable. People want to hear them speak. People want to be led by this person. And this is definitely you, especially when it comes to matters of the heart, especially when it comes to any time something disappointing happens, you're able to pick yourself up again because you have the confidence, you have the understanding that things will get better, especially once you step 1 foot forward to make it better. Ooh, I love that energy, pile 3. Let's clarify the 6 of Swords. The Magician. I kind of figured this, honestly. I love the Magician coming through here, especially this one. I love her outfit. But there's a feeling here that you really are becoming an absolute manifester because you've learned to choose your battles, to pick and choose your battles, to know when to stand up for something and when to just walk away. You're better to able, I don't want to use the word manipulate, but to better control the situation. You're better to able control what is allowed within your life and what isn't. It's like you just know. If it's not picking and choosing battles, it could also be people. You know when to walk towards people and when to walk away. You know when to have people around and when it's time to cut them off. I really feel that with the 6 of Swords, because you forget that the 6 of Swords is, well, the number 6 is a number of balance. And even though the 6 of Swords does mean going away from things that are endangering you, it can also be knowing when to pick and choose, when to fight, when to stand your ground, and when to leave. And with the Magician here, you're just having better control over this. You're really able to manifest better situations for yourself because of this. It's like the universe is looking at you, seeing that you're better to able make decisions when it comes to environments or people. So it's like, okay, since you're really good at this, let's start bringing things that we know you are going to be able to handle. And it's like you're really leveling up here, even with small little habits that you are implementing within your life. I really love this energy, pile 3. I really love this. And if you don't feel this now, claim it, or, say it out loud to the universe. Yes, please, I love this. Let me do this. I'm ready for it. Let's clarify the World. Though I really don't feel like it needs too much clarification. You're on good track, pile 3. I don't know what to tell you. Let's go ahead. Oh, 4 of Wands again. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I love the 4 of Wands. It's a celebration card. It's a card of feeling like partying, like you're, you know how when you go to a party and it's so nice and you just want it to last forever? Like, especially, like, I'm thinking of spring break, but like a nice, fun spring break where everything is fun. It's that kind of feeling. I feel like a lot of you are learning how to tap into the energy of joy and make it something permanent, as opposed to something that's occasional or something that can only come up whenever something good happens. Ooh, back of the deck energy, Strength. You're learning to tame your past emotion, because I kind of see the lion as like our flaws or the things that make us a little bit more savage, if you will. You're learning to tame that part of yourself that was a little bit self-destructive. Because let's face it, Pile 3, I feel like in the past you may have had some self-destructive tendencies or some self-sabotaging, whatever those weaknesses, like actual weaknesses that you had in the past, you're learning how to better tame them, and you're learning how to be friends with that as well. It's like, well, if it hadn't been for that very annoying habit of mine that I had in the past, I probably wouldn't have learned how to do this, this, and this, or I wouldn't have, gone through this and that. So I feel like you're really learning to tame the aspect of you that annoys you with a lot of gratitude, kind of like your gentle parenting, that child, the inner child within you that likes to throw tantrums. You really got to learn how to work with it, because when you look back in gratitude to even the worst things that happened to you, I feel like you're able to really take control of the narrative and make things more palatable for you. Oh, that makes sense, because I did say with the chicken nuggets and the oracles, things are becoming more digestible. So yeah, I guess you're turning that raw chicken into chicken nuggets so that you're able to better to digest them. That's a weird analogy, but I guess it works. But regardless, I really love this energy for you, Pile 3. I really love that the universe is letting you look back at your life and understand that sometimes the nasty things that happened, maybe they didn't need to happen. You're right. Maybe they didn't need to happen the way they did. They didn't need to go down how they did, but it really did show you that you're a stronger person than you thought, didn't it? That you're way stronger than you thought, because you really are, Pile 3. You're such a strong and loving person. And I know going forward, you're not going to let other people get you down as easily as they used to. You're not going to allow them to stifle that big heart that you have. You're going to send them love, send them peace, and send them away if they can't do the same to you. Ooh, I love this energy so much, Pile 3. Especially if you came from Pile 2, because Pile 2 was a very difficult pile to get through. I feel like this is the other side of that pile, if you had come from that. But regardless, and if you were called to Pile 2, I'm letting you know, it's not going to be an easy pile to get through, because it was difficult for me. But know that you have all of this if you decide to go back to that one. But regardless, let's move on to some closing advice here. So for closing advice, I'm using... What am I using? Oh, okay. The Goddess Guidance Oracle cards. We're going to see what Goddess comes through for you. Oh, we have... I hope I pronounce her name right. Oh, and I definitely need to block that. Coventina. Purification. It is time for a cleansing detoxification of your body and mind. What I'm hearing is some of you could definitely use like a spa day or a good energy healing, depending on what it is that you do to make yourself feel energetically clean again. I know some people just like to have some time off and they like to do yoga, they like to go hiking. Some people enjoy like a massage or something. And then some people just do an energy cleansing. I prefer that. But not everybody is into the spiritual stuff like I am, and that's okay. But there's a feeling here that you could benefit, even if you're feeling great. Go ahead and do that again, because why not? It's like, you know how when your house is already clean, but you still feel like cleaning because you can never be too clean? And then you find out that you forgot like a small corner of the house and you're glad that you cleaned again. It's that kind of feeling. So I feel like if you really allow yourself to be in this energy of just constantly developing yourself, constantly purging out the old energies, you'll be able to better function to the point that, I don't know, like a new level will unlock somehow. It's, yeah, because now I'm being shown a video game, how you grind and you keep leveling up just to see how high that level goes. I mean, yeah, especially nowadays, I feel like these games just have unlimited level numbers as opposed to back when I was playing, it would be at like 99 or something. But take that only if it resonates. Regardless, some of you could definitely benefit from water or just even bathing with intention, like really have a nice relaxing bath, maybe use all your fancy stuff, put on good music. I can only bathe with music now. I don't know when that happened. That's the Latina in me coming out though. Next card, we have the affirmators. Because I definitely was not, I was a very quiet person when I was younger, but as I've gotten older and as I've become an adult, like, yeah, the Latina in me is hard to suppress. She's there. Okay, so On my pile 3, some affirmators. Okay, we have 2 cards. Risks. I take big risk and leap into the unknown with fearless abandon, knowing that the best surprises and richest experience come from bold choices. Worst case scenario, the unknown is filled with spiders and they swarm me and eat me and decorate their spider cave with my bones. But what are the chances? Yeah, I feel like because some of you know that you can handle more or that you can handle anything, you'll be taking better risks, especially if you have like a family that you need to look out for, or if you just feel that the world has a lot more to offer you, because it really does, pile 3. You're going to be taking more calculated risks. So if you needed a sign to do something a little bit bold that you've been thinking about, this could be it. But of course, do use your own judgment here. I feel like this is just for those of you who were already planning on doing this. This is just confirmation. And honoring ideas. When an idea comes to me, I honor it by doing my best to bring it into being. Ideas are like children, and I proudly nurture them, knowing they'll grow up and develop and eventually make their way out into the world without ever really acknowledging how much time, money, love I shelled out for them. Hey, whose idea was it to have these ideas anyway? Yeah, I feel like a lot of you are kind of taking yourself seriously, is what I'm hearing. I feel like in the past you may have had ideas and not really done anything about them or just kind of let them be. But now it's like, you know what? Let me look into that. Let me see if that's something that is capable of bringing me something or capable of taking off in a good way. Regardless of what that idea is, it could be like a business idea. It could be, I don't know, small things that you want to do. And in some cases, I'm also hearing that some of you, if you have children or when you have children, you're going to become a lot more creative. Like you're going to get an influx of ideas that you want to see to fruition, if that makes any sense. It's almost like because you created one human being, you kind of feel like you can do anything. And I really like that energy, pile 3. Take that only if it resonates and only if you want kids, of course. But I feel like for some of you, parenthood is going to really make you bold. And I kind of like that, which I guess makes sense. That would be that, that mothering strength that comes through. It's not always physical. Sometimes it's more internal and emotional as well. It's that drive to get you somewhere. And one last card from the Super Attractor deck. I choose to be a super attractor and have unwavering faith in the universe. Yeah, I feel like this is definitely you right now, or the energy you're coming into, pile 3. You having unwavering faith, not just in the universe, but also yourself and in the things you can accomplish, the things you can create. Because you've learned how to truly accept and love yourself, you're able to have more confidence in the things that you're going to bring about. And I really love that energy. All right, one last thing. I'm going to get a number from the Angel Numbers book. Being told this one. 516, finish it. You have the energy to do this. The obstacle in front of you will not go away without your attention. It's time to get this done, and your angels are delivering energy to you in the form of motivation. Tackle the problem at hand without delay. Make a list of what you need to do and check off each task as you do it. Okay, I'm laughing because I'm thinking of like a fighting game of like Mortal Kombat or something, where it's just like finish it. I feel like you can really take on anybody in a fight. Doesn't matter if it's physical, though I'm not encouraging that, of course, or if it's like mental, or if it's microaggressions at work, whatever the situation is here. I feel like you really have what it takes to win and succeed, and I really love that about you. There's a little bit of a fighting spirit within you, pile 3. Use it wisely. But I'm also seeing 516. May 16th could be an important day for you. So some of you might be Tauruses, which is only 2 days away from my birthday. So this is where I leave you, my beautiful pile 3. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 4. If you chose this gorgeous black moonstone, then we have your reading here for you about messages from the universe and what they have to say. I'm not sure if some of you are trying to make this out to be a romantic reading, because I feel like that's going to come through pretty strongly, because the card you chose is "We're written in the stars." So I think for some of you, the "we" could be more than just you. It could be somebody else. If not, this could be about like a friend group or about the people closest to you. There's definitely some Libra energy here. So it could be, like I said, your social circle. It could be your loved one, or both. But regardless, let's go ahead and look at the oracles you chose to see what is coming through We have completion. 41. Looking forward, disillusion, and innovation. We also have relationships. What did I say? Relationships, Libra, an outstretched hand. Connecting with other people can provide comfort, the exchange of ideas, fun, or intimacy. Do you need to reach out your hand to offer or receive more support? Do you have the right balance of contribution and reciprocation in your partnerships? I don't look at these cards when I shuffle them out. I just shuffle them and then place them on their piles. And honestly, it's kind of interesting because even with completion here, I'm thinking of like all the these aren't people, they're statues, and I'm thinking of like all the people that you could surround yourself with and kind of feeling a sense of completion, because I feel like some of you, either you've met the right people or you're looking for the right people to complete, not yourself. You yourself are a complete person, and I feel like if you wanted to be alone for the rest of your life, you could, but realistically, we do need to surround ourselves with people that are going to care for us or support us and, you know, just be a voice of encouragement here. And I'm not talking about codependency, because I feel like, yes, codependency is awful, but there's nothing wrong with relying on a group of friends or even a loved one here. We also have miracles. We have the T, number 9. And brown bear, take time out, also number 9. Oh, this is very interesting. I'm seeing a journey here where, like, for those of you who are in hermit mode, because it should be noted that the hermit in tarot, in the Rider-Waite tarot, is number 9, but here it's the T. So I feel like some of you are in a hermit mode right now because the number 9 came out twice. You could also be a life path 9, and life path 9s, they're all about their community. They're all about being people persons, like people, you know, they like to surround themselves with a huge group of friends. I know this having dated them. They always have a lot of friends. I don't not know how they know so many people, but there's definitely a feeling here that some of you, though you might be in a hermit mode right now, doesn't matter how long that hermit mode has been or was, you will eventually come into some sort of it could be an energy, it could be an event, you could be moving somewhere. But regardless, it's going to feel like a miracle because you're going to find the exact people that you need, that you feel very akin to. You're going to find your soul family, essentially. You could also be creating your soul family. For those of you who are in partnerships, you could be bringing children into the world that are actually like really great people. But they're going to be like kids that go out and do things and they come back home to you and they bring, you know, great partners, and then you become part of extended families, and then of course they have kids. That's not going to be for everybody. It's just for those of you who are family people, because I know not everybody is like that. But regardless, you're calling in people into your life that are meant to be within your life and that are going to really add a lot to what you already have to offer, pile for. I really love this energy for you, but I am being called to let you know that it's going to be after a period of not really wanting to see anybody, a period of like not wanting to be social, if that makes any sense. So it's going to feel miraculous because for a long time, I feel like some of you didn't really want to have anything to do with anybody. And even in some cases, some of you could have been single for a very long time before you finally found the perfect person for you. And I really do love that completion is here because it makes me think of the 10 of Cups card, where in some depictions of it, it's like you have like two people growing old with a dog and a cat in the front of the fireplace. It's that kind of energy where you're calling in the people that are meant to really help you feel happy and create a life. And yeah, I'm seeing like family vacations or like holidays being spent with family, a big dinner table. It's that kind of feeling. And it doesn't have to be family. It could be your found family. It could be your group of friends. There's a feeling here that you're really going to start making way better relationships. And this will actually come after you've grown a lot, especially for those of you who have done a lot of heart chakra healing, a lot of self-reflection, a lot of internal work to get you into a good space, because whatever space you were in before, especially before this hermit mode, was not going to allow you to bring in the right people, or even if it did, they wouldn't stay for long because there was some kind of feeling within you that you thought you were not deserving of good quality people that really saw all the good in you, if that makes any sense. And I feel like a lot of that has to do with either childhood trauma or especially family trauma, if you had, you know, a family that was very difficult to grow up around, or whatever the case may have been. I feel like let's face it, for a lot of us, The reasons we don't want to have kids is because we ourselves didn't have the greatest parents to show us how to be a good parent, if that makes sense. And that's fair. That's an okay thing. I remember reading something about Oprah Winfrey, richest woman in the world, very successful, very influential, never wanted to have kids because her own mother wasn't that great of a mother. And if the most successful woman in the world is like, it thinks like that, imagine, the rest of us. So I feel like that's not a crazy thing to just not want to have kids. But regardless, I feel like you're going to make a great impact on the community around you, regardless, whether you continue to see them as your found family or not. I feel like, especially if you're somebody who just wants to spend the rest of your life alone, because there's nothing wrong with that, I feel like you're still going to make it a point to be part of the community, or to be that, that one rich auntie or uncle who just like showers their nieces and nephews with a lot of love and a lot of guidance, and maybe some great gifts and money as well. But there's a feeling here that you're actually going to make a much better impact on the world than you think you ever will, pile 4. Especially those of you who think you have nothing to offer, especially those of you who are in a permanent hermit mode. Because let's face it, some of us are very closed off. Some of us like to just not have to deal with people. I consider myself part of that group sometimes. There's a feeling here that it's going to feel miraculous that you've made such a huge impact on the world, because it feels like you yourself don't even get out much, maybe even quite literally. I really love this energy, because it's written in the stars that you were meant to leave an amazing legacy here. Doesn't matter how small you think it may seem, doesn't matter how silly you think it may seem. It's like, whatever work you do, whatever it is that you make, you create, whatever it is that you're known for, there's going to be somebody down in your family, or maybe somebody that kind of knows you. They're going to look back at the things you've done and think, wow, my auntie or uncle really did some great stuff here. So I feel like, yeah, you're going to leave a great impact here. But regardless, I feel like relationships are coming through here in this pile, because it's letting you know that you are definitely contributing something to the world, if not to actual people themselves, if not to a group of people, it could be to the world and to the people who end up inheriting whatever it is that you have. Because like I said, if you yourself don't want kids, you probably have nieces or nephews, or you may have, I don't know, through extended family. Let's say you marry into a family and they have a big family, they could end up inheriting some stuff of yours. It's that kind of energy, because there's, why am I being shown this particular example? I guess because I understand it, but Laura Ingalls Wilder was a writer, and she wrote a lot of stuff from like very old times in the US, in like the wide open prairie. She only had one daughter, and that daughter ended up having no kids, and yet they have like this entire series of that entire family that it's like children's books. But I think of that and I'm like, that's interesting. Like, their lineage was supposed to die off with I think her daughter's name was Rose, but she took care of a certain man, like when he was a boy, of course. I think she looked after him, and I think he inherited her writings and stuff. So that's how this came about. Like, even if you think there's nobody out there who's going to care about the things you do in this life, pile 4, I promise you there's somebody out there. I promise you. You may end up being like a stepmom, or like a foster mom, or parent. I should say parent, really. I just say mom because I was thinking of the women in that book series. But you may end up being a foster parent, or like a good influence on somebody who's going to end up inheriting a lot of your things. So don't ever think you're alone. You're calling in the people that are meant to take care of you. You're calling in the people that are meant to want to see you succeed, or want to carry on your legacy. In some cases, of course, it could be traditional children, like your own children. But there is definitely a feeling here that somebody is reaching out their hand to let you know you're not alone here. And I really love this. In fact, hands are a big thing here, because we have a hand here, we have a hand spilling the tea. And the tea itself lets me know that whoever these people are, you're going to really love chatting with them. Not just gossip, though I feel like that itself will also be fun. It's like you learn a lot about life, or about things, or about events through them. You're really going to love the conversations you have. In some cases, if you're all intuitive, which I feel like that can be the case, you could be exchanging like universal ideas or universal messages here. I'm thinking of like how some tarot readers get together and they just have like the wildest conversations, because we're always tapping into a different plane or a different level of the universe. So like we understand each other on a different level. Doesn't necessarily have to be tarot readers either. It could just be energy healers or psychics, whatever the situation is. I always love meeting them, because it's like we get each other. We don't have to explain all the weird mundane things to everybody else. Like, we already get each other. But there's a feeling here that, yeah, you're calling in the people that are meant for you. I also want to point out that you have a very interesting color here. You have teal. It's not blue, it's not green, it's definitely teal. At least from where I'm sitting right now, it's that color. I don't know how it shows up on the camera. So I don't remember what chakra is that color, but I always associate teal with the soul star chakra, which is between the throat and the heart. At least I think that's what it's called. Don't take my word on that. But there is a chakra between the throat and the heart, and this is where you feel compassion. You know how whenever you feel for somebody, your hand wants to automatically go to where, like, right above the heart is, but right underneath the throat? It's that particular chakra. A lot of people have it. This to me is the chakra of compassion, how you're able to show compassion to other people. I feel like this particular aspect of yourself is opening up. This particular chakra is opening up. You're learning how to feel for people, how to feel more empathetic. I feel like a lot of you already are, but this is being able to express that compassion as well. But I really love this energy. It's very lovely. It's very sweet. It really makes me want to sit down and pour tea. Maybe some of you literally could be having tea time with these people. Yeah, I love this energy. And I'm not sure where you are at any point in life right now, pile 4. It doesn't matter what age you are. By the time you're old, this is going to happen. It could even just be the people at the nursing home, not gonna lie. But regardless, there's a feeling here that you're really going to enjoy your time with them, because it's going to feel that you were meant to really meet them, to transform an aspect of yourself, or to just, you know, heal the heart, for sure. It's written in the stars. But let's move on to the tarot, because I really love this energy. So I want to see what else the universe has to say to you. So for my pile 4, I do a lot of these piles on separate days, so I may forget which one is which, just because it might be my first pile of the day, but it's actually number 3 or 4 or something like that. But I'm going to use the Modern Witch Tarot for you in this particular reading. I've been switching up my tarot decks just as I feel like doing so. So for my pile 4, I'm going to do 3 placements, and however many cards come out in that placement will depend on how they want to come out. Because it's been happening a lot where I take out one card, but then lo and behold, there's one right beneath it that I wasn't feeling. So for my pile 4, we have the King of Pentacles, stability, but it's also legacy. So I really like this energy for you. A lot of earth energy is coming through as well, and I was going to say that with the brown bear in the oracles. So this is my earth energy pile. You don't have to be an earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, in order to embody this. You could also have it in a moon sign, or you could have it like in any other particular placement. But again, you do not have to have this. I say this as somebody who has like absolutely no air in her chart, but people seem to think that I have a lot of air energy. This is probably due to my Mercury in the first house and or Aquarius North Node. Those are my most airy placements. So for my pile 4, okay, we have the 7 of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups. Your hard work is going to pay off. I promise you. Your hard work, the 7 of Pentacles, is going to pay off here with the 9 of Cups. You are leaving behind something amazing for the world, even if you yourself don't think you are. It may not happen until later in life, honestly. I mean, think about how many people don't really create anything until much later in life. It's like one day they wake up and they decide to be amazing. They're like, yeah, sure, whatever. I'm 67 years old. What do I have to lose? Sometimes it takes that kind of energy in order to create something amazing. But don't think you have to wait that long either, pile 4. I'm hearing some of you, if you do end up having kids, it might be way later in life than you think. Like, I'm hearing 40s. But you'll be able to handle it, I promise. Maybe by then, the technological advances will allow us to have childbirth way easier, so it won't feel like anything. Who knows? And if you live in the US, hopefully by then, childcare will be a lot easier to find as well, and more affordable. So for my pile 4, we have the 8 of Swords. The one thing you do have to look out for is this self-doubt. Is this fear that you're going to get nowhere. Because the 8 of Swords, I like that she's depicted just like in the Rider-Waite, because I'm always referencing this card. She's tied up. She's got the swords around here that could cut her. She's got the blindfold. She's even stepping in some fluid here. And you know how when you step in water, you just feel so gross. You're like, oh, I can't do anything. It's that kind of feeling. Some of you really have to watch out for this because I feel like you'll allow your anxieties to get the best of you. Oh, back of the deck energy. I'm so glad this came out. But I do have to censor it because it's the Lovers. And the Lovers here, it can mean a partner. Like I said, take this as it resonates. But it could also mean those people that allow you to really walk through life, making you feel like that you have somebody. It's like, whenever I see the Lovers, in general, it makes me not feel alone. It's like you feel that you always have somebody with you. So this could be your friends, this could be your actual lover, this could be family. But regardless, it's the people that help you feel whole. Because even though, like I said, Pile 4, you are already a whole person, all in and of yourself, it doesn't hurt to have people out there that remind you of this, or that show you the love that you deserve, show you the love that you're very much worthy of. So this is due to the fact that maybe in the past you've been hurt by past lovers, or you've been hurt by people that you used to consider close to you. I feel like a lot of these fears come from this. So let me go ahead and clarify these cards. Sure, why not? Let's use the DC Tarot. I think this is the deck I used in the first pile. And I wish I remembered what the theme of the first pile was, but it's been a while. So for my pile 4, we have 2 cards, Strength and the Empress. I love this energy. I really do. This is you learning how to be strongly in your Empress energy, or how to tame that aspect of yourself, how to conquer the aspect of yourself that wasn't allowing you to be in Empress energy. Regardless, I feel like there's a balance here. Either you were too much in your Empress energy, so you learned to tame it, or you were not enough, so you learned to really draw it out. Because oddly enough, the Strength here, even though it's not typically a balancing card, in this particular placement with that card, it's letting me know that it is. In some cases, I feel like some of you are learning to vibe your feminine energy a little bit more, like allowing yourself to be in your receptive energy. But it's also very earthy, in particular Taurus, because the Empress is Taurus or Libra, because it's very Venusian. All right, let's clarify the 7 of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups. You got 2 cards again, Page of Wands and the Queen of Wands. Oh, okay, it's a progression. You're going to go from the Page of Wands, creative energy, boundless energy, to Queen of Wands, absolute confidence. In fact, notice how these 2 women are sitting... Let me let this card pass because it's very loud. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's obnoxiously loud. But notice how these 2 women are sitting in very similar poses, very confident poses, very much, you know, knowing that they're the shiz. Like, they know what they're made of. They're very confident. I love that. And let's clarify the 8 of Swords. Let's clarify this anxiety, anxiousness, or this feeling. In some decks, it's considered self-victimization as well. So we have 2 cards, Queen of Cups and Knight of Pentacles. Again, no, sorry. That's the King of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. Because I've been getting 2 cards for each of the clarifications, I wonder if one card is supposed to represent your partner, especially the one that you're meant to create a life with, and one is supposed to represent you. But I can't really decide who would be who here. So if you already see this while looking at this, like who is who, you can decide that for yourself. I'm not going to read it like that because I feel like it'd be a little bit much, because what I'm trying to focus on is you. Back of the deck energy, 4 of Wands. If you were called to pile 3, I would go back to that because this card kept popping up in all of pile 3. But the 4 of Wands is celebration. It could be seen as the wedding card. So again, I like that energy because it's like having a lifelong celebration, a celebration of life, of the people around you, bringing everybody together. It could also be like a family reunion, or like, as I was mentioning in the oracles earlier, Christmas time, the holidays, whenever family gets together. I feel like that's going to be a big key event and energy for you, pile 4. But regardless, let's go ahead and dive into this because I really love this energy. I'm seeing this as the kind of person you are becoming, pile 4. The King of Pentacles is letting me know that you're a very stable person. The Empress is letting me know that it's that creativity within you. That's what the Empress is wanting to say here. The Empress is known as being very fertile. So some of you, like I said, if you want to have children, I feel like they will come in. But it could also be seen as you really learning how to tame your creativity, how to better control it, especially if you were somebody in the past where you had a lot of creative energy. And weird analogy coming through, and I don't know if everybody will understand it. I'm being shown Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Goo. She had a very overactive imagination, so she was always coming up with imaginary friends, kind of left all over the place, like she could not control it. And I feel like some of you may have been similar, like you have an overabundant energy of creativity, but you didn't know how to better control it so that you could make something very what's the word I'm looking for? Something more, I don't want to say useful. Useful sounds like your other creative projects weren't useful, but it's like you wanted to concentrate all that energy into something more productive, like to make it into a career, because it's something that came so naturally to you. I feel like some of you are learning how to do this, but you could also be seeing that as like really allowing your creative energy to come through, especially for those of you who have suppressed it for so long. Because I feel like a lot of people are naturally very creative, but in a very capitalist society like the one we currently live in, it's hard to allow that creativity to come through unless it's something that's going to make you money. Unfortunately, sometimes people just want to create things. They don't always want to make money off of it, they don't want to make a career out of it. I feel like that can really kill the vibe of whatever that creative spark is. So take that only if it resonates, but I feel like a lot of you are going to create something very amazing, and it's going to leave a lifelong impact. It could even make you some sort of money here. But I feel like depending on where you are currently in life, it may not be until a little bit later. But regardless, the fruits of your labor are going to come, and they're going to leave you very emotionally satisfied. And it's actually going to really elevate you as a person. You're only going to become more confident in this energy and this ability to create amazing things, to be able to really live and profit off the things that you put your hard work into. And I really like this. I feel like some of you are going to be catapulted into the public eye as well. Or if not public eye, then I feel like you're going to have a much bigger presence in whatever environment it is that you're presenting this work in, because it's definitely going to be very, with the Nine of Cups, I feel like it's going to be emotionally impactful. Like it's going to touch people in the heart. Like it's going to allow people to really relate to it somehow. So it's going to catapult you from a Page of Wands to a Queen of Wands energy. And I really love that, because the Queen of Wands is somebody who really knows what they're made of, but also somebody who's a little bit more in the public eye. But more so than the King, I think, because the Queen, she's like the crown jewel of the monarchy. So yeah, I feel like some of you are going to have a little bit of a glow up, honestly, from whatever work it is that you're currently doing that is going to elevate you to the next level. But then the Eight of Swords here, like I said, this anxiousness that you have, this feeling of feeling like a victim, because I'm not sure if you actually are or not. It might, a lot of it might be in your head, because when a lot of Swords energy comes out, and even though it's the only one, but whenever I see this card, I think of like, is it in your head or is it actually going on? Like, are these swords actually cutting you, or do you just feel like they can cut you because they're there? Similar to the Nine of Swords, but this one is more like something a lot more tameable. What you need to do is ground yourself with the Knight of Pentacles. Know that it's going to take some time. It's slow but steady progress. And give yourself a lot more credit than you are currently giving yourself, because the Queen of Wands is asking you to nurture your emotional side, to nurture that feeling. It's like being your own mother is what I'm getting. Like, definitely encourage yourself to keep going. Allow yourself to take breaks. This is the mother that, allows their child to feel at ease, allows them to take naps when they need to. She can be a little bit coddling, but I feel like sometimes you need that, especially when you get into this mentality of things are not going right, things are never going to get there. Like I can tell some of you are a little bit overthinkers, or you like to think of the worst case scenario. And the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups are here to remind you that, one, it's going to take some time. Take all the time you need. The Knight of Pentacles is never in a hurry. All they care about is that the work is done right, that things are progressing as they should. It doesn't matter if it takes time, as long as it's done right, and as long as it's stable and reliable. That's all they care about. They care more about the quality than the quantity. So take your time. And the Queen of Cups is reminding you that you just need to make sure that you're feeling good, because if you're not feeling good, then you can't make great work. I feel like some of you might have a moon in a water sign, and this is especially true. Your emotions are going to affect how you work, and in some cases you could actually be a water sign, so Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Again, make sure that you're in a good space when you're creating this work or when you're doing all of these things, because it's going to allow you to feel better as you progress forward. But I really do feel that it's kind of weird. We shifted into work and creative ideas from the people before. So I'm wondering if for some of you, work and your community somehow go hand in hand, or maybe they really allow you to do all of these things. Like, they encourage and nurture this. They could be the people that you create these things for as well. And in some cases, it may take like a very particular partner that is going to come through. It could be a business partner. It could also be a romantic partner, maybe two in one, that help you out with whatever your creative process is. Maybe they handle the business side of things, or they handle a more technical side of things while you do the actual creative thing, whatever that might be. But regardless, I do feel like there's going to be a lot of people who are going to help you create this. It could be a group of people as well, especially when I think of something like musicians. Like, you could have one person that plays the music, sings the music, and then the other people can either compose the songs or they could be mixing, recording. It's that kind of energy where, yeah, I feel like in some cases your work and community could all be one and the same here. So take it as it resonates. But regardless, there's beautiful things that you are leaving a legacy of, as well as beautiful people who are going to be there for you, pile 4. Even if you yourself do not believe this, because I feel like a lot of you are in this kind of 8 of Swords energy. It's not quite the Hermit, but it's definitely feeling that you have no options or nowhere to go. But I promise you, it may take some time, but you will eventually get there. So let's go ahead and go on to your closing advice. We have the Affirmators deck. And so far I've been getting 2 cards for most piles. Like, I mean to get 1. Sorry if that was loud. I mean to get 1, but I end up with 2 cards. So let's see. Rebellion. I high-five my inner rebel and invite them out to wreak some healthy, law-abiding havoc. My inner rebel has a way of turning things inside out and making them way more interesting. We're talking coloring outside the lines, boom. Modifying a recipe, bam. Wearing stripes with plaid, mic drop. So it's funny that I was talking about creative energy, because this guy looks like he's creating art. So maybe some of you are literal artists. Maybe you draw, or you're illustrators, or paint. But I really do like this idea that some of you are kind of rebelling against your old beliefs that you were going to die alone. You're not going to, pile 4. That was the biggest message coming through. But there's another one coming through. My truth. I'm the rock star that carries my truth. It's funny because I was talking about music, wasn't I? I'm the rock star that carries my truth, and I can share that twisty, turny, complicated inner truth with pride. I love who I am, and I accept all the less than perfects of my past. It's the less than perfects that gave me my real story, and when I finally sit down to tell it, I'm going to go ahead and be the hero. And hey, who knows? It might just help someone understand their truth too. Yeah, something about legacy, helping people understand their truth. When you express your authenticity and your own inner truth, it allows people to do so as well. If you were called to pile 3, I definitely encourage you to go back to that one, because there was a very similar message in that one that I remember. But yeah, I love that some of you are just learning how to be the rebellious, authentic person that you are. Even if it's not the person that people want you to be, you're going to be the person you have to be for yourself. We also have a card from the Goddess Guidance deck, which is sadly out of print. For my pile 4. Siege? Quiet time. Take some quiet time alone to rest, meditate, and contemplate. Yeah, I feel like some of you are kind of in this energy right now, or even especially when you have all these people around you. Learn to find time for yourself, because you're still going to need it. You're still going to need to be alone in some regard to recharge that battery. And then a card from the Super Attractor deck. My greatest spiritual shifts don't come through force, they come through freedom. Oh, I love that. I love that, especially because it's sacral energy here with all this orange. But something about freedom here with rebellion. Some of you are breaking out of a mold that you had built for yourself or that somebody had imposed upon you. Like I said, I feel like some of you thought that because of how you grew up, you had to be a certain way, but you're breaking through that and you're going to find it to be a lot more refreshing, a lot more comfortable, and a lot more interesting than before. It's going to make you feel alive, pile 4. And then a number from the angel book, or the angel numbers book. Do this, I'm being told this one. 519, self-assured. You made the right choice. That tough decision you had to make, your angels see it. They are signaling to you that you did the right thing. Now it's time to release the self-doubt so you can carry on. Take a salt bath today and visualize all the stress of this choice leaving your body. Yeah, if you were really called to pile 3, by all means go back to that. Like, there's a lot of things resonating with that particular pile in these closing cards for you. But yeah, if some of you had to do a very difficult choice, I feel like this is confirmation. But also cleansing yourself is coming through, not just with a bath, but also like in general, cleanse your energy. I feel like that's going to really help you out when it comes to dealing with a lot of your creative flow here, as well as the socialization energy, because even though you may love the people you're around, you still have to cleanse yourself of those energies. But regardless, pile 4, this is where I leave you. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If any of this resonated, let me know. And if you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you in the next reading. Take care.